Okay, so how are you, Jen?
I'm good, relatively speaking, still COVID-free, if that is the new way to
Mhm.
define good. How
Okay.
about you?
Yeah, still surviving. Actually, the reason why, I'm so excited about this conversation, or because I do not consider this really as an interview, because let's make it
You're a
casual,
friend.
right?
You're a
Friend,
friend.
because I miss you so
That's
much.
right.
Actually, you're very much aware, no, na idol kita before kita nakilala, right?
No,
Before we met, idol na kita, 'di ba?
did not
That's
know
why
that.
I was so happy when, I was introduced to you by sino nga ba nag-introduce sa akin? Si
Si
Atong, right?
Atong!
Si Atong, okay. Okay. So, let's start no kasi I want the Filipino people, the Filipino audience to remember you, to recall yung prime ng isang Jen Illustre. Kasi there was a point in time na you were a byword, no? Oh, because of the commercials that you did, no, na talagang tumatak sa mga Pinoy. So, but before that, I would like to know, no, who was Jen Illustre prior to showbiz? Nasan ka nun? Could you please share?
Okay, I was just a regular UP Diliman political science student before I even entered the show business. And in fact, I never really wanted to be in show business in the first place. But I wanted to be a newsreader.
Mhm.
For some reason, I did audition after my poli-sci. My goal before was to study law and by day, and then be a newscaster or newsreader by night, so that I'd have my own money already after graduating from
Mhm.
my first degree.
Ah,
But they rejected me as a newscaster because my voice is squeaky. And they asked me if, can you sing, can you dance, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, okay, we transfer you to the next building. Now you get to be part of a workshop for for ABS-CBN Star
for
Circle.
ABS-CBN.
How it
Yeah.
started.
Okay, so basically you entered Star Circle when you graduated from UP Diliman.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I did not even attend my graduation. Now that I remember, I did
Mm.
not. Sayang,
Mm.
no?
Oo nga.
Milestone pa naman yun.
Oo.
I skipped it. Yeah.
Okay, when you auditioned for Star Circle that time, right? It was still Star Circle. So what were you feeling? Because you wanted to become a newscaster, then you found out that you were not really fitted for that because of your voice. So what were the things that were, running in your mind?
Actually, I was not using my mind.
Oh,
I
pero
was just
pero
thinking,
did you feel so excited kasi knowing you're so talented naman eh. So when you were already in the audition and you met your contemporaries and all, were you enjoying it or you were just forced to?
I was thinking of because I was almost 20 at that time. I was thinking of, I need to earn my money. And how can I do that? I was not sure, will I be an actress or will I be packaged as a singer?
Mhm.
I just took my chances, and with the main goal of, okay, I probably will take up law after a while,
Mhm.
but I need to earn money on the side, be it as a singer or whatever, Star Circle member or
Mhm.
something like
So
that. That was the only thing in my head.
okay, so when you were auditioning, it was not yet guaranteed, right, that you would be accepted in the Star Circle. So when it was finally announced that you made it, so what was the first project that you did?
Oh my God.
Can you still
It's
remember?
yes, I do. It was
Oh.
kind of traumatic because I had to kiss somebody on screen, and the director got so mad at me because I was kind of pwede bang ano? I was pure at the
Yeah,
time.
very
Yeah,
virginal.
very virginal. Yes, thank you for
Okay.
saying the word. Um, and I had to kiss Huawei de Guzman. He's very
Oh,
popular. I got so
yeah.
intimidated. It was for Flames. I don't know if you
Mhm.
remember that.
Of course. I'm an avid fan of Flames. No? Yes.
Flames.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my first ever project, and I was like the main cast with
Mhm.
Huawei de Guzman, And it was my first time to cope with an overnight shooting, actually 2 days in a row in Subic. And my brain was just not there. But I was so scared of the director, Don Conanan. And
Okay.
I just had to do that. But I wasn't even thinking, oh, people will watch this. Or I wasn't even thinking that way. I was just like, there is a task to be done. I have to finish.
Okay. So when you saw the the outcome of 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 that first venture, what did you feel? Did you?
I didn't even have time to feel,
Mm-mm.
about anything. I didn't watch it myself on TV because we were very busy. Because when they launch batches for Star Circle, it's like your schedule is always packed. Like you don't have time to get your talent fee. You don't have time to do anything else. I just asked my relatives to please record it on TV so I can watch it after a while. And then at the same time, we were about to get launched one Sunday on ASAP, and we had to dance and sing.
Yeah. So
And my thought again was not on the project that I just did, but rather how can I perform and sing properly so that I can be launched as a singer, which was what I wanted as a second choice.
yeah. Yeah, because you have a very good voice, right? So but but what do you consider as the most successful TV show that you had?
Most successful TV show, Silip.
Silly.
With Atong. No, it was a travel show with Atong because that's where I got to be myself. I never had to act, and I can talk and I can use my brain. That's what I really
Exactly.
wanted to do in the first place. I mean, if you do some roles, you're very limited.
Yeah. So okay. Uh let's talk about your journey as a commercial queen, because I consider you as a commercial queen during that time. Many people actually were not aware that you're into a lot of commercials, TV commercials, because your face kept on transforming. No, I mean you could transform from one goddess to someone
Goddess!
who has a diarrhea or something, right? Like ano ba to, bakal and all. What was the very first commercial that you've done?
It was for Close Up
Mm-hmm.
Beauty
Mm-hmm.
beauty product.
Okay, close. Okay, close
But
ups.
yeah, but after a while, you run out of beauty products, so you start going for the acting projects, and that's how I started doing the comedy stuff. And I got stuck there because I look like a typical Filipina with long black hair, and my features, I'm not mestiza, so there are only a few beauty products you can aim for if you look like me. So yeah, I had to shift to
Could
make a living.
Yeah, could you please share to us what are your favorite commercials?
Other people's commercials or
Your the one that you did.
mine?
Of course, the
Okay,
PLDT commercial is a classic, right?
that was, that's, it's not just one that went
Yeah.
on for 2 years. Every month, one shoot, print ad, everything, billboards, TVC, all kinds of print media. That got me crazy. I was really tired then, but I'm quite proud of that achievement because that's my very favorite, because it only started as a one-time thing.
Yeah.
They wanted to do only print ad. That was the first thing, and during the print ad, they realized, hey, maybe we can start something like a proper campaign, because this person is kind of crazy. And we had fun during the shoot. And then before I knew it, 2 weeks later, I was asked to come and do a TV commercial in relation to that initial print ad.
Okay.
And then,
so it started with the print print ad,
yes,
yeah.
one-time thing only. And then we had fun. It was the same team until the end. And they said, okay, they just, it banked on my actual personality. The crazy madaldal.
Yeah, madaldal,
And they
bubbly.
saw that. and said, we can do something with you. So I never really had like any proper script. I just had to say the taglines, and then the rest, that di ko talaga idol si Nora, sasabihin mo, yung mga ganon. That came from me. So it was just me, my
Okay, so
crazy
very
stuff.
natural, no? That's why it came out really powerful, right? But prior to that, you already had your Ani Batong Bakal, right?
Yeah, that came first.
Yeah, and then that one was also a hit, no? A hit commercial. Everybody, it became a byword to everybody, and then everybody could.
I would say it's also because of the song, no? It was the mix of everything.
Okay, so we have this Ani Bato. Well, may isa pa. There was this, the diarrhea, the one, the commercial
That
about.
came naman after.
So we have this Ani Bato. Well, may isa pa. There was this, the diarrhea, the one, the commercial
That
about.
came naman after PLDT.
After that one is also very funny.
Oh, that was the quickest.
This the Chowking commercial. Do you still remember?
Okay. Yes, of course. Yung nasa Ferris wheel, and then I had to eat siopaw at nagsalpakan kami ng siopaw sa bunganga ng
True.
isa-isa. That was fun.
Okay.
That was also one of the projects from Unitel before with Direct Dindo Angeles. It was really quick. I think makeup also took 2 hours. And the shoot was like, we were just waiting there, but the actual shoot, 1 hour.
1 hour. Kasi you're already good. I mean, you could easily. I mean, there was no any problem, no, in the course of the shooting.
I did not know at the time if I were any good at all. That Chowking commercial was very simple. It did not ask for anything. You just need to be there with your partner and feed each other and look lovingly in each other's eyes. Yan, ganun lang. But no, not much acting. You just had to ride there and just smile. Like
So all in all, how many commercials have you done?
Pipilahan. Pagkakakitaan. Dahil sa holiday cheese dog footlong, mas mahaba.
Mas big time! Haba na ng hair ni Nympho. Oo nga. Ganyan talaga with holiday cheese dog footlong. Mas mahaba, mas big time!
More or less.
Maybe I could give you a rough number of the products that I did TV commercials for. I would say around 15.
15, no?
15 different TV commercials. But for PLDT alone, 24.
24. My gosh. And you earned a lot from that.
By accident. What's more important is I had fun.
Yeah, but you know what? Of course, you were earning a lot, no, from your commercials. What were some of the things that you've invested out of your earnings from this, commercials?
Okay, I did not really invest in businesses, but I did save my money. That was what I wished I had before, the talent to start a business or like get into, for example, Bitcoin or stuff like that, stuff that would earn you interest. But I only knew how to put money in the bank. That's it.
Well, that's good, no? And of course, at the same time, kasi di ba towards before you somehow retired in show business, medyo nag-venture ka rin dun sa singing, right? Di ba parang nagkaroon ka rin ng career sa singing? Could you please, share that to us?
Okay, just like what I stated before, my first love really is singing, but somehow if I wanted to stay in show business, I had to do something else and not just wait for the singing part, because I was not really launched as a singer. Nobody saw that. Well, I kind of like screwed up the launch as well for Star Circle, and I did not have the looks to be a good singer. So I just looked for acting projects because I had to make a living out of what the career I started. So that's the
No,
real
parang
reason.
namang I beg to disagree that you didn't have the look to become a singer. No, if you know people, if you will see Jen in person, she's very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Are we?
Mesmerizing, charismatic. So you did
Uh,
between Walang Ningning, right? Mm-mm.
yes.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah, imagine I was thinking, wow, it would be so great to be able to be cast as a singing actress or something. That was my dream. But in order to be a part of that, I had to take the role of the best friend of the mom of the lead, the one who had the lead role. So it was a lot of eating your pride, because this is not the position you want. But if you want to keep on earning money from this career without proper backup, um you had to be able to do other things apart from what you wanted, because if you're very choosy, you won't last very long.
Exactly.
You won't be able to make money from show business, especially if you're not the kind of person who would, pardon my French, like kiss ass or something. I was very defiant because I was already very old when I started show business, and I thought I need to have principle. I need to have principle. So I had to eat my principle, and well, I'm not gonna be a singer, but I'm going to be a comedian, I guess. So yeah,
Actually,
and the singing.
sa
Going back to
singing,
the singing.
oh, to the singing.
I still wanted to fulfill this. So what I was doing was, my main money was coming from doing the tapings with ABS-CBN. And on days when I don't have that, I do commercials, auditioning, daytime, and at night I would sing with my band. And at night, that's when I get animated, and I try to package myself as with silk band before, sexy outfits, midriff bearing, blah blah blah, and singing the songs that I like. So that's how I had my outlet. That's how I put out my being a singer. And there were also many attempts to record an album, but the serious songs were not really. Yeah, I mean, I would just be one of the many singing very sad love songs. So we started doing songs like with the late Dennis Garcia of Hot Dog, who is actually the composer of Ani Batong Bakal from the Lucky Me commercial. Yeah, funnily we met, and then we just started to make crazy songs. Are you familiar with I Love You po? Stuff like that.
Oo, diba? On the side. So, how regular was that? Because I couldn't imagine how you were juggling your time during the time with the commercials, with the recording, with the taping, and then you had your gigs at the same time. So,
Let's put it this way. I would sleep in my car. That's how. But it's okay as long as I had my fun. And when you're young, you don't mind not getting a lot of sleep. It's fine. But
and
now
you had a driver that time, no? Because in some situations or circumstances where we were together, you were driving your own, eh. But
yes.
If you have some gigs, you have a driver.
Yes, especially if I have to be, let's say, I have a project with Maalala Mo Kaya somewhere in Bulacan. And
Si Emily.
O, Tol. Ikaw nang bahala ka lang, nanay, ha? Huwag ka muna mag-aasawa. Nanap po kami.
Oh, sige. Kahit nag-asawa na si Joel, hindi pa rin siya nakalimot sa amin. Kahit kakarampot ang kinikita niya sa pagtitinda, nagbibigay.
I had to be there at 7 a.m. I cannot risk driving with only 4 hours of sleep coming home from a gig at Strums, for example. So after the gig at night, as soon as I get the call, okay, I would just pack my things, start sleeping, and then the house help would wake me up, and then I just move my zombie body into the car and then wait until I get woken up because I'm already there at the location. And you know that before, artists never really had like proper labor rights. Like when they say you're needed there for an entire day of shoot, if you have a bigger role, it's possible that you're there for 27 hours straight before. That's called 1 day of shooting. And then, from there, you just sleep in the car in between. In between.
How did
Yeah.
I mean? Let's go back to Silip, no? How long did it last, that show? Because it was not sa Channel 2, di ba? It was in a different
Knowledge channel.
channel.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
It was also with Channel 2. I
Ah,
think
really?
they aired it like more Saturday mornings, 9 a.m.
Yeah,
I think.
Saturday. I could remember that it's on a Saturday.
But after a while, they did the reruns on Knowledge Channel.
Yeah.
Until now, I think they still air it. But what do you call this? It was through the ABS-CBN Foundation, and yeah.
Mm. So aside from that, you did sa Knowledge Channel ba yung ano, yung you were like a teacher, parang you had some videos teaching and all, educational shows.
Yeah, those were my dream projects. Those were for World Vision campaigns against
Ayun, World
malaria
Vision.
and for education, but also tied up with the same team I worked with Knowledge Channel, same people.
That's why. Pero di ba the recording that you did, was it under Star Records or another label siya?
It was under Dennis Garcia of Hotdog.
Oh, okay.
We never really got to formally launch it because
Yeah.
at the time I was kind of getting older, like almost 30.
Mm-hmm. Para kasi nga nabitin ako doon Nabitin ako doon sa parang suddenly it was introduced, 'di ba? It was parang somehow na-launch siya in a way. Tapos biglang parang nawala ng follow-up doon na parang what happened?
I disappeared because I got married.
So doon yon during that time, okay? So eto nga actually we're going to that no? When did you decide to leave showbiz? Ito na pala yan. Oo, na you got married.
I have to be honest with you. When I got married, I had no plan. I was not thinking. And I'm the kind of person who would always say, I don't think I would ever get married. Yeah. I don't have the personality for that. I'm too much of a narcissist or individualistic, if you say so. It was never in my dreams that I would get married. Same thing with my husband. He said he didn't want to get married ever, but crazily enough, we both fell in love, and he proposed to me, and within 6 months I could come to Germany, and then we just got married.
How did you meet him ba? Kasi I mean, that time I lost track of that part of your life, no? Hindi ko nalaman na all of a sudden naging iba na ang yung name.
Catalog?
Are we? Parang it's so interesting,
I'm older than
my
husband, so I chose him from the catalog.
How did you meet him? Parang ang sarap-sarap malaman na paano nangyari ito, di ba?
Okay. My husband was there by accident because he was going through a second degree in university, and they had like a semester outside of the country. He was supposed to go to I'm not sure if it's in Bali in Indonesia, but somewhere in Indonesia, but they ran out of slots. So he ended up being in the Philippines. Okay. And in the Philippines, he chose to go to rent a unit in Eastwood. And it just so happened that a friend of mine who was supposed to fly to the US, who was occupying the same condominium unit, had to come back from the airport because his flight got canceled. And now he had to share the unit with Manu for 2 nights until he could fly again. And so in these 2 nights, Manu was like, hey, I don't know anybody here, blah, blah, blah. Do you have friends? And then he started to like, yeah, I have a friend. Look at this is my Facebook account, and you can choose from my female friends. Who do you want to contact? Then he contacted me. And I was not very friendly, I'm telling you. But at that time, I had a project with the Department of Tourism, where I sang the jingle, and I was in the TV commercial, and I said, this would be so embarrassing if I would be so unfriendly to this foreign person.
Yeah.
In fact, I even accused him of, just because I'm Filipino and because we're known as hospitable people does not necessarily mean that I will go out on a date with you. You cannot buy me. I did that. I
Really?
said that
Are
to him. I was
we?
friendly. And then what I did was during that meeting, because he's younger than me and he really looked like a teenager, you know. So I thought maybe he's just really bored and needs somebody to talk to, and I don't want him to get fooled by any Filipino or be taken advantage of. So I actually met up with him. It was a coffee date.
Cool.
Para ano, magising ka. Ayun, kape.
Correct.
Yan. So I even brought along a friend because I was scared. Yeah, but this particular decision, we started chatting in the morning, and then it was at the fort. There's a bar at night, and then we from drinking coffee to drinking Jaeger shots.
What year was that? What year was that ba?
2017, I think.
2017.
2007. What the hell?
2007. 2007. Yeah, paalis na rin ako noon. I was about to, leave the Philippines. Kaya that time kasi I was wondering, what's happening to Jen? But kasi
Was I very quiet?
Oo, parang naging quiet ka bigla na parang boom, yung video mo kasi yung huling nag-register sa akin na parang ilo-launch ka na as a novelty singer. Parang ganun
Yes.
di ba? Tapos biglang parang nawala, tapos biglang eto may love life, love life na bigla.
Actually, I hid it. Well, not really consciously hid it, but nobody was really interested to know what was going on behind the scenes because people only knew me as the characters that I played on TV, but they don't know how I really look like in person without makeup or how my private life is like. So they just probably wondered how come this person does not have any active projects anymore.
Yeah. Actually, parang naging, people were thinking of that, no? All of a sudden, she became very quiet. No? And then, how did you finally end? Kasi parang, was there any formal talk between you and if you have a manager and with the networks? Kasi bigla ka na lang nag-Germany. Kasi the next time I found out, you're already in Germany. Parang wala man lang kapapa. Hello, bye, Sir Dus, I'm going to Germany. Walang ganon di ba?
Precisely. That's a point. I just fell in love without thinking, and I said, okay, you don't feel this feeling, you just go and fly. And before I knew it, I was already married. My mom even came along with me, and she was also shocked. And she's like, "Are you sure about this?" But I've never spoken about getting married at all. And my husband is not even the man of my dreams. If you were to ask me to draw or like describe a guy who I would probably end up with, he does not fit the bill. I just really fell in love without thinking.
No, probably you really fell in love. Kasi you don't have to think. You have to, you don't have to set any standards. When you fall in love, di ba? Parang wala, no.
I did not give a care in the world. I just really disappeared. My best friend did not know about it. It was just really my mom and I, and we thought, let's just go and get to know the family of my boyfriend, and let's see. I never really thought it would be that serious that I would get married, and now we're like 11 years together already. It's crazy.
But how come, no? I know this is too personal, but how come you don't have a kid yet, or you don't intend to have?
We really don't intend to have because we're traumatized by kids. No. Here's what. Had we decided 5 years ago to live in the Philippines, we would probably have kids now. But since we decided to stay here in Germany, I have to be very honest. I grew up having household help. And when I first got here, I did not know how to do a single household chore.
So you were doing everything there?
I'm still doing everything now, even removing weeds from the garden, even lawn mowing, every single thing.
Hindi uso dyan ang mga nannies or?
Only the billionaires have nannies here. You do everything yourself.
Okay.
It's also the reason why when females when they're pregnant and after childbirth, they could have, I think, up to 13 months of maternity leave if they wanted to, because it's sorry, not 13 months, it's shared with the husband, 8 months, I think. And you still get paid. It's so much longer than in the Philippines because you really have to do everything by yourself.
My gosh, I couldn't imagine. No?
And then my husband knew that I was kind of spoiled in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And he's still laughing at me with the way I wash dishes. Ano daw ako maaksaya sa tubig.
Pero your husband, di ba, he was very much aware that you had a career in the Philippines, no? Well,
Yes,
what did he tell?
him to the shoot.
Okay. And what
He
did he
died
tell?
in the shoot.
Really?
You know, because I asked him to wait in the car, and it was too hot. And I said, you know, you will never earn money. My job is not glamorous. It's hard. You have to do a lot of waiting, and you get eaten by mosquitoes alive. And you cannot choose. You cannot just walk out, because if you walk out or if you say something bad, that's gonna be your last project.
Yeah.
And he understood. He just realized that it's difficult to work in the Philippines as an artist because you don't have rights. You don't have a cut-off with work. But now I heard because of the pandemic, you now have cut-offs now?
I think so.
Like 10 o'clock, everybody goes home, finished or not finished?
Yeah, and then I think meron na sila ngayon mga lock-in taping, mga ganun na yata.
In any case, I mean, artists now have better work conditions than during my time.
During your time, right? Pero, di ba mga contemporary mo, sina Baron?
Yes.
Oo.
Yes.
Oo, sino-sino pa ba yun?
In my batch alone,
sa batch
there's
mo.
Leandro Munoz.
Oh, si Leandro Munoz is now in the US, right? I think he's doing well as real estates. Parang ganon, or something. Kasi parang I had a student in Montessori before, yung mga where Carmina Villarreal well studied also. Parang she is now very active in the US and she is working with Leandro Baldemor. Leandro
Munoz.
Leandro Munoz, di ba? Oo, parang he's doing well there. No? Sino pa?
Jeanette McBride, she's in the Philippines, no?
Okay.
She was the most popular in our batch.
Si Jeanette McBride.
Yeah, she's really beautiful. I mean, that face, wow. She also had plenty of Johnson & Johnson products and all that. Really, really pretty. Who else? Denise Montesillo.
Si Denise.
But she's also married and in the US now as well. She has, I think, 2 kids.
So basically, ang active sa batch nyo ngayon, si Baron pa rin. Ano?
She's not my batchmate.
Ay, hindi mo ba batchmate si Baron? Pero naging partner mo siya.
Yes.
Di ba?
Sa Recuerdo de Amor.
Correct. Oo, ayan. Maganda din yun, ha? Maganda rin yun, in fairness, yung TV show na yun.
Yeah, it was a funny one. I think it was one of the longest running teleseries in the afternoon.
Yung afternoon.
Like, namatay na yung mga characters. And then for some reason, to retain the characters and to extend the story, they make them reincarnated. They get them reincarnated in the story again. So it lasted, I think, 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Basta that's Carmina Villarreal Dieter Ocampo. Yeah, we were just like secondary players in there. But yeah.
Okay, so sa mga artists, no, sa mga actors and actresses in the Philippines, sino yung pinaka-close mo?
Si Atong.
Si Atong. But Atong is not active now, no?
Because he chose not to. But since the pandemic, he said he wanted to stay away from the arts already. But the pandemic kind of drew him back to the arts. So he's doing like online shows again, I think.
Okay.
Who else am I close to? Duday, Ian Galigues.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, na-tense ako. Also, eto na nga, 'di ba? You're already in Germany. So what happened to your wala ka bang existing contracts during that time?
Smile
Uh,
lang, smile, no?
Oo, 'di ba? Or you
Meron.
breached the contracts.
I actually did.
Mm-mm.
But since they knew, okay, Jen, I was already like 31 and I did every single thing that I was asked to do. I followed the contract and I had a good track record in terms of the production crew with ABS-CBN. They let me go and they said, okay, that's fine. You get married.
Okay,
That's it.
that's nice, no?
I think
Kasi
a week, even a
Mhm.
week before I left for Germany, I still did TVC for CDO for yung
Okay. Oo,
hotdog
hotdog.
footlong. I
Oo.
still did that the week before I left, and then I what was this? The one with Morales, that kid. May bukas pa.
May bukas pa. Mm.
I did
Okay.
that, and that was it. I just said,
I
hey,
think
I'm leaving.
you're so lucky, no? Kasi they're very understanding. Kasi if you do that now, parang hindi ganun ang take ng mga networks or
The thing is, maybe I also was not that significant to
hindi
be.
naman.
Oh, no, sure. I mean, it's okay. It was easy because they knew that if they asked me to do something, I would be there.
Mm.
But I was also not that significant to be held back with my life decisions. Because the thing is, I was with ABS-CBN, but for my other rackets, for the TV commercials, I was working on those by myself.
Okay, yeah. I know that.
So they said, okay, you don't have a lock-in anyway. And with ABS-CBN, I had a contract for Star Circle, but it's not, as long as I don't work with GMA, that's okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
this is nothing, but the thing is, there's also no stability with ABS-CBN because it was a per project thing. If they require somebody who can act like a crazy person, then they
Ikaw
call
yun.
me. But there's no guarantee that I would get projects every week or every month. There was never a guarantee. That's why I also had to look for rackets outside by myself and sing at night and also look for TV commercials. So they just said, yeah, you can go.
Okay. So in during your first few years of being married, no, was there any moment where you felt like some sort of regret na I should have stayed in the Philippines and pursued my career, or no regrets at all kasi you're so happy and satisfied and contented?
The first few years, I have to admit, it was very difficult. No, I had no money. Well, I left my money in the Philippines, but I mean, as a starting couple, usually you get a lot of money from the parents, we never had like a big celebration. It's a good thing. I never really wanted that, but since I pretty much was very quiet about the marriage, we started with no money, and my husband was just getting out of university by that time. He actually worked at McDonald's at night and did university
in Germany. In the Philippines?
Germany. No,
in
Germany. And just to make ends meet, and we were being helped by because we had no source of income. So I'm also like a German language student at that time, and by the way, our undergrads are not acknowledged here. So even if you graduated from the university in the Philippines, you're considered like a high school graduate in here.
Really?
So I just got really lucky that I found my job. I've been working for this company for almost 10 years now, and only by accident. Yeah. Otherwise, I even considered what would be a good way to earn money here, so I don't end up not helping my husband with the income. I even considered maybe I could apply as a garbage collector or something. It was really that bad. Well, not really that bad, because if you don't have money and you have no work, the German government gives you ayuda. You get money from them, every month, but you just have to prove that you are constantly looking for a job or that you are finishing your German studies so that you can integrate in the society. Yeah. So really nothing. It was really very very difficult. And luckily, my husband is finished his studies and found a good job.
So when you were struggling because you didn't have much money that time, so what were the things that were running in your mind? You wanted to
Uh,
work, you wanted to go back, or you wanted to try. Kasi parang I saw you were singing in one of the, di ba parang in one of the bars there, parang was it?
okay. That was by accident. I mean, it just so happened that somebody was looking for a singer, and I was worried because my German language was not so fluent at that time. And well, what more, my pronunciation, I can't even pronounce some things properly now. But I always thought I could get along and do well with just singing English songs. And you know how easy it is for Filipinos to get a job as a singer here because Filipinos can sing. Anyone can sing, but there are very few Germans who can sing. So I just got lucky again to find a job as a singer for that band. And then it started there, and then the connections just spread, and then they got to know about me. And I just transferred from band to band. So I got that job while doing my German course, and then. Yeah, that was just
So
basically
it was okay with your husband.
yes, he got to know me as a singer, and he knew I was in the arts. He even used to watch my shows in Makati. See,
Yeah.
so he knows all of the people my bandmates. He knows them.
Okay. That's cool, no? But you didn't venture into like, you didn't try auditioning for musical theater, for Broadway there, because you're already in Europe. You could have gone to West End.
This is the thing. In Germany, you have to know the language. All of the plays here are translated in German. So it's
So
gonna
you're
be
very fluent in German now.
I have my blank moments. Like sometimes if you're speaking like different languages, you just, oh, what's the word for this? You get blank moments. It does happen.
And you enjoy now your life there in Germany?
I
Or
do.
really? So you don't want to go back to the Philippines anymore to settle for good? Like,
That would be a nice dream, but I have to be very practical. Here we have your social security system intact, plus I have paid a lot of taxes already, so I want to take advantage of that while I'm here. And because in the Philippines, if you're, let's say, you're sickly, even if you are a billionaire, gazillionaire, if you get, for example, cancer or something like that, you could lose all of your money. Because even if you have PhilHealth and all that, you still have to pay for everything. But here, at least you get a lot of support from the government, because before you even get your salary every month, it's already deducted from your salary. Crazy. Like it's a lot, it's a big portion of your salary. And okay, you were asking me if there are any regrets or wishes that, okay, this was better in the Philippines, blah blah blah. I do office work now, and this office work, of course, you don't get paid as much. Like there were times when one project in the Philippines that I shoot within 3 hours would be like my entire salary a month in here, or even
that's
at first I thought, hey, I wish I had that same. I had to adjust maybe that, okay, with this is my income now, and I have to live within my means. Well, I never was really an extravagant person, but you just kind of compare because you want to look at your bank account and say you want to save money.
yeah, that's
All of these also influenced my decision, our decision not to have kids. Because here, apart from being like having to do everything by yourself, you also really have to account for other things that you, if you're an employee and you only get this much income and you don't have side hustles or you don't have investments on the side, you really have to think very well about your next steps, or what kind of a family life would you like to live.
So that's why you just settled with your dog or dogs.
No, I have 2 cats.
Oh, cats. Ah, yeah, cats. Okay, so.
I wish we could have a dog, but my 2 cats are bullies.
Mhm.
They would probably kill
So
the
what's
dog.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah, kasi I have a friend, Max Stone. You know Max Stone? He was in the 2015 series of X Factor. Actually, he became my friends because I messaged him in Instagram because he was my pet during that series. That was the time when a Fourth Impact joined.
Okay, Max,
Remember
good luck.
that? The Fourth Impact, the group of girls from the Philippines.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yung
Fourth
sisters?
Yeah, the sisters, right? Salcado sisters, I think, right? Also, they joined that because they were fourth place, I think, right? Fourth place or fifth. Max Stone was also a finalist, not no, one of the contestants. No, he placed ninth in the series. So he's from the UK, but I think he has just signed a label from Sweden. So I
Okay.
think next month he's going to Sweden. I messaged him in Instagram and then he replied, and then from that time on until now we're messaging, and we became friends. So
Really nice.
yeah, no, kasi you know me, I really love people who are so talented, who could sing, who could, like you, like no, idol na idol ko. So
We
ito
can get
yung
in touch with
naging
each
ano
other.
ko.
It feels like I just spoke with you yesterday, and we were just
Yesterday.
beside each other. The thing is, you have this certain charisma that that's very genuine. When you don't just get to know a person, you make friends with a person, and this is something that you carry over, I guess, with your students, because you don't just teach for the heck of earning money.
Yeah,
It's not
I
that.
think
It's
so,
just you
yeah.
teach because you really want to see them learn, and you help them grow. And people, like, for example, you don't have to talk to me now because you're busy. But the thing is, and also, I'm not in show business anymore. Why talk to Jen?
But you will remain one of my greatest idols. Ano ba?
Precisely. I
Are
mean,
we?
you remember people for their, for who they are, and then you keep the friendship. And this is something that exudes from you. I mean, your aura also says it all. You send positive vibes, and this is very infectious, especially in times of pandemic when everybody else is depressed, and then you here you are, you're really spreading all of the positivity with everyone.
Oh
So
my gosh, so
it
touching
that
coming
it,
from Jen.
no, I'm very serious about this. I'm not trying to patronize you. I'm just telling you the truth, because otherwise we wouldn't be speaking now.
Okay, so it's a nice talk talaga. Natuwa naman ako. Are we?
Are we?
Are we? Oh. So ayan, let's rest na. You take a rest na. Thank you so much. I'll keep in touch, ah.
Yes, we'll do,
We will
definitely.
do, huh? Okay. So
Okay,
bye.
bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
Jen. Love you.
Love you.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.